So it's only been 5-6 years, Rainstar, that we last met. So insights from takeaways from the program Mount Shasta that everybody knows who's done it, apart from Yulia, who will be. What did you take away? What are you using now? How are you sharing your heart and face with the world?
Well, I like to empower people to do this themselves. I show them how they can do it. And one of the things I found fascinating was that the nervous system, the face has a map of the body and the body has a map of the face. So we can do a full relaxation in a very quick amount of time where we have really contacted the body. It's coming to me now how when I do cranial sacral, I talk to people about, we're going to wrap up the session now, and this will be our integration hold where the work sort of fades to the background, but it keeps going on in its own way. And there's something about that I think that is, it's really calming, and that we trust ourselves when we're told something that we're not so clear about, and we're given some words to give it a container, that it stays with us. It's about learning about trust in the body by teaching people how it works. And they have this internal knowledge, even if they don't have words. And when it's said, they can check with themselves and feel that resonance, and they can believe it. I am often surprised at how different people look after a session, how their face widens, how it relaxes, how their shoulders relax, how they're brighter and taller. It's amazing the changes, and people can see it on themselves. Empowering people to something that is internal, so that they can access it for themselves. They don't need someone else to do it. They really have a lot of tools already. Understanding the connections gives them the tools. So that feels good, to empower people.
Yeah. Now, everyone, I just want you to know that I didn't pay Rainstar to say any of this.
No, not at all.
No, you've got it. You've totally got it. That's what it's all about. Well done.
I come from a cranial sacral background, and I often offer people a brief. I do mostly the meridians on the face, and then the central, and the elbows and the hands, right, to help wrap it up. And I tell people what this is for. When we get to the end, this especially is a tool that I've given them, or that's been gifted to us, that's easy and quick. The fold of the elbow, there's a little at the end of the crease here. So this is the large intestine. And then the one at the end is holding between the thumb and finger. And this is the stomach.
Large intestine. Large intestine.
Large intestine. These both are? Isn't this also a stomach point? No?
No, but it affects the stomach. But yeah.
Okay. So the general idea was, I work with trauma a lot, with people and trauma. And when we have trauma, our blood is in our muscles. We want to run. When we are rested and relaxing and rejuvenating, the blood is in our digestive system to help us rejuvenate all of our systems. And so I tell people, if you're starting to feel upset or you're feeling like this and you want to calm down, you can just hold these points. And it reminds your body that it's okay. Everything's okay. You can go back to rejuvenation rather than alert defense. So that's been a huge tool for me to hand to people, because it's so simple and they can do it very discreetly. You can just stand here and hold your own arms. And it's like, okay, my large intestine's like, okay, we're going to go back to work. We'll take the blood back. And so it's very physical, but it's also very psychological in that way. So those things I think are really power tools.
Wonderful. Wow. Great. Well, you may remember this, what we've been teaching, just to update you, and a lot of you know this now. Remember the shoulder brushing in level 1, day 1, we taught you, and then the face stroking. Remember that? Everybody, Yulia doesn't know it, but I call it turtling now, but yeah, this and the warming circles. They've done tons of research, Rainstar, in the last few years about this self-soothing touch that helps. It's like the yawns, it's like the stretches, and it helps bring the brain into balance. And when the brain calms down, the cells get out of that danger response and calm down, which is exactly what you were talking about. They get out of, battleship mode where everything shuts down and they can't receive, those cells can't receive, into peacetime. So yeah. So you may want to add this to, remember this because you learned it. As I say, we call it turtling, shoulder brushing, because the receptors in this area and this area, the pleasure receptors, are the highest in the whole body. Mm. And we've been teaching this since 2008. We used to wonder why people got off the table, as you said, faces change. And I always tell this story about how I was in a very grumpy mode. Something was going on at the acupuncture college, I think, where we were teaching something. They hadn't done something that they promised or something. So I was grumpy. And Mary Louise put me on the table as a demo. I didn't want to do it because I was too grumpy and I wasn't going to relax. And it's like, Urgh. And by the time she was done with me, I got up and my face was like, I was just beaming and I was at one and in love with the world. It was just through, level one. So, yeah, they just, I hope these stories are useful. Everybody else, what Rainstar is sharing.